And we're back to Money Mondays. Not too hot today in Ben Salem, Pennsylvania. So there will be some horse racing at Parx.
Yeah.
A lot of people miss the Parx action. I know pretty soon they go on like their summer break, though, don't they? I'm sure that's upcoming.
Probably.
That usually happens sometime when we're in the peak heat season. Hey, speaking of peak heat season, on Thursday, Saratoga starts. So we will definitely have that as a part of our scheduled routine. So keep an eye out for that to make sure you don't miss the Saratoga show. You're going to have to hit the subscribe button, whether you're watching on X or on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to the other, head on over there and do so. Free picks today at Thistle Downs, a guaranteed tip sheet. There is a link in the description on the YouTube. Go ahead and hit that so they know where you're coming from. And of course, as always, at the end of the show, we will have our picks and thoughts right here. And then while you're there, hit that HRT gear button. Come on over here. 20% off everything today expiring. So get yourself a number 13 hat or a number 1 hat, whatever you feel like you look best in. All right, Terry. Well, hopefully we look best picking winners. So let's go about our duties today and talk about the conditions for the first race.
All right, it's a mile and 16th. It's a claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, and it's a purse of $21,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races.
Good morning, Mr. Don Johnson. And as always, thank you for joining us. At a mile and a 16th, the sort of horses that get to the winner's circle first usually have early speed. 31% win on the lead. The rail for Wilkinson's Warrior stinks. Those 2 and 3 play almost fair. 4 through 7, that's the best place to be, Terry. 8 and out. You get a discount. So we do 1,000 simulations, what we call our smart sheets, along with a whole host of other data items, Terry. 31% go wire to wire. So let's talk about some horses that have a chance to go wire to wire today.
Well, look, they all have some speed there, except for that 5 is kind of low. I think it's anyone's guess. The 3 showing the most speed according to the data.
Speaking of the data says 3 horses so far have hit par, Terry. That's a 79 speed figure, according to the folks at Brisnet. We also do 1,000 simulations to predict who's going to do what today, and a few of them look like they can cover that margin today.
Yeah, the 3, 5, 6, and 7 all have a chance to go ahead and equal or exceed the par speed number for today's races, according to the data.
A lot of class droppers in here in red. Our race shape, we see 3 that want to be on the lead, 4 that want to close, and 1 that has not finished within 5 lengths of the winner, the finish line. That usually favors speed, Terry. But there's a few of them here that might find this race favorable relative to their best performances.
Yeah, the 3, 5, 7, and 8 are all above 50%. That's the threshold that we think they need to be above, and they're going to all feel very comfortable in this race, especially the 5, 7, and 8.
Yeah, and if you want an explanation for all these data points, there's a link to the explanations for Smart Sheets, and also a link to today's Smart Sheet in the description on YouTube. Okay, Terry, enough about that data. Let's get to the business at hand and talk about who we think is going to win and why.
Okay, I like the 8 Bullet Breeze. He ran second versus Simon in his last race. Distance won't be a problem. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 23% of the races he has a horse competing in route races. And then I like 6 Take Me to the Moon. He was extremely interfered with in his last race, finishing 7th. But he has the highest speed figure at today's distance, drops in class today, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. The 5, my third choice, ran 3rd in his last race and has the highest last speed rating. Marine Patrol, the 2 is my long shot. He won his last race at Parx Racing, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey, and he can go the distance. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to go with Dos de Oros, and it looks like the folks in Philadelphia agree it has been made from 4-1 to 9-5. Your almost post-time favorite. A little better across the board when you see all of the data right here. Shows improved pace last time out. A little bit later, faster fractions in the second quarter mile. One of the biggest class droppers, moving 0.8 of a length. Number 6, Take Me to the Moon, is one of those yes horses that we mentioned already, showing it can hit par for this level with much better early fractions and pace last out. Number 8, Bullet Breeze makes me feel fine. Very consistent performer that has been getting incrementally better of late. And then finally, Check It Up. That 7-horse, three furlong bullet workout between races says they're going to send this horse that ordinarily likes to come from the back. A little change in race shape. 5, 6, 7, 8 for me on a 50-cent trifecta box. So we have what we call Benny in the bets, $100 to make suggested wagers any way we feel. Race 2, Terry, about 3 minutes to race number 1. So let's make our way through the second one in less than 3 minutes.
Okay, 6 furlongs, optional claiming race, $16,000 claiming price, $25,000 purse for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for $16,000 or less, which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price of $16,000 or never won 2 races.
Yes, to win 2 races finally. Early speed, 34% wire to wire. Rail bonus for Holy Synergy. 2 and 3 get a small bonus. 4 through 7 a discount. 8 and out, just about fair. So Terry, let's just focus on some horses that have some early speed, and then maybe 1 or 2 other data points and make our picks.
Well, that 1 shows a lot of early speed, followed up by the 7. So one of those 2 gets a good break. You should get there.
Yeah, you see a lot of horses here that want to be on the front, 2 that want to close. We like speed and comfort zones. That looks like the 1 has a good comfort zone, as does the 4. So maybe those are the 2 speed horses to take a look at, although the 4 not necessarily going to be up there. But it does have a top total pace advantage of 5 points. 1 length. Usually the winner comes out of this top 4 grouping right there, Terry. About 7 out of 10 winners. Who's your winner?
Okay, I like in this race the 4, Chinese I Am, I guess. Yeah, Chinese I Am. He ran second versus similar in his last race. He has a high percentage winning trainer, and he has the highest last speed rating. Then I like Southern Dream, the 2. Finished third versus similar in his last race. Has best dirt speed is close to the average winning speed. 8 Bad Advice is my third choice. Finished third versus similar in his last race. And he has a high percentage winning jockey. Then the 1 is my Longshot. The Rail Post is winning at a 20% clip. His early speed running style helps his chances, so the shorter distance will definitely be a help. I'm going to play the very first Miami Vice, Don Johnson, pick 4, 1, 2, 4, 8 with the 1, 3, with the 1, 2, 3, 7, with the 4, 5, 6, $48 ticket.
The Chinese I Am is the top of my board as well, because it is our simulation favorite. So we do simulated odds too, right here. You see at 5 to 2. It's also the top par plus horse, a length better than everybody else, and making the classic third start after a layoff. Holy Synergy, the 1 horse next up on my list. Better early pace, better fractions last out. Strong rail edge, and I think a cut back in distance today could be a difference maker. Southern Dream. That 1 is better in its second Parx race after coming in from Gulfstream Park on the track drop. And then I'm going to do I Can Do Magic. Better across the board. It was a tough call for me over the 8-horse Bad Advice. Maybe that is Bad Advice, but when the 2 got together before, the 3-horse beat the 8. So I think he'll do it again. Pick 4, 1, 4, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3, 7 with the 4, 5, 6, and 7. $48 for me as well, Mr. Terry. So race number 1, they haven't quite made it into the gates just yet, but they should get there shortly, Terry. You want to make sure that you don't miss the Saratoga meet or any of the other good stuff. I think 4 and Fridays will return this Friday as well, Terry. What's the easiest way to ensure that you're joining the show?
Well, subscribe to our YouTube channel and then hit the little bell. That notifies you whenever our program's coming up in the times. And then copy the link below and share it with everybody you know so they can come and check us out too. I know they'll like what they see. And then go to our social sites such as X, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. Also, keep these comments and picks coming. We really enjoy to have them, and they help with our algorithms.
Yeah, all the interactivity that we have when the show's over. In the description on YouTube, we will time stamp every race. You can come back and watch it, see why we liked what we liked. Maybe you'll get a yay, or you'll get ha 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 ha. What were they thinking? But nonetheless, anytime you come back to review any of our content, it helps us boost our scores on the search engine. So when others search for horse racing content, they're very likely to find Horse Racing Radar TV. All right. First race is Just about loaded up at Parx. The wonderful Jessica Paquette about to tell everybody else what's going on. I'll kind of tell you what I think is going on. Looks like right now the 6-horse, he don't want to go nowhere today. He's acted up a little bit, but they've settled his self down, and they're off and they're running in the opener for this week. Looking at the early pace right about now, Terry, we do see the 1-horse as well as the 3-horse have made their way towards the front as they go through the turn. Yeah, probably around 6 lengths between the nose of the 1 and the tail of the 4-horse. At the beginning of the race, the 3-horse at 30-1, Terry, one that we said would be up on the lead, is indeed up on the lead, and they are running pretty reasonable fractions, 24.5 seconds to the opening quarter. The 6-horse, the one that was a little reluctant at the beginning, he has moved his way into third. Down on the rail, it looks like the 2-horse to me, and to its outside is the 8. As they move their way down the back stretch, the 7-horse now trying to get engaged. The 4 is also involved, and the favorite, the 5, he's at the back of the pack with plenty of ground to make up to get the W here, and it's kind of wide up the track there a little bit. I don't know what's going on with that horse. The 3-horse, the Longshot, 30-1. He's still up on the lead as they come through the turn and they make their way home. It does look like the 6-horse is going to be pretty strong in his effort to come home. The 7-horse is in that mix as well, Terry, as they come around the turn and they head down the stretch. Right now, it's looking pretty good for the 7-horse and the 6-horse as they're kind of making their way away. Although 7-horse is way up the track too. I don't know what's kind of going on at that track today, but we'll see what happens here. Somebody rolling down at the end here. This looks like the 8-horse to me, Terry. It's going to go 7. I don't know. The 8-horse might run by them all at the end, but he's like 10 lengths up the track. So some really goofy stuff going on today at Parx as far as the way the horses are running. So it's going to go 8, 7, 6, 3, and then I think 2. 8, 7, 6, 3. So starting off with the trifecta box, and Terry's top pick coming home with the top prize with Bullet Breeze in what was a really weird-looking race. Have you seen so many horses go so up the track in one race, Terry?
Yeah, that's quite a bit. Yeah,
there's like 3 of them went up the track. All right, well, speaking of 3s, that's where we're going to stop next, Terry, the 3rd race.
That's right. So in this 3rd race, we're going to go to 5.5 furlongs, and it's a claiming race, $5,000 claiming price. First 18,000 is for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since December 30th.
And as you can imagine, at Parx, well, not on that, at least not on that race, but early speed usually dominates 5.5 furlongs. 45% go wire to wire. That's a big number there, folks. Strong rail bias for Partsy. 2 and 3, that's a fair post position to own. 4 through 7 a discount. 8 now comes back to fair. So if you're 1, 2, or 3, Terry, in race 3, and you have some giddy up and go when the gates open, got a good shot. And, well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad according to Meatloaf.
Yeah, 1 and 3 do have chose the most speed, but they're followed closely by that 5. I think it's another one of those who knows races and who gets that quarter pole first.
Yeah, you do see a little bit of gap between the 1 and the 2 and the rest. So maybe those 2 from an early pace standpoint. Speaking of the 1, that's the 8-point last race speed figure. Andrew Beyer in his books all about Godfather of speed figures says, hey, anytime a horse has a 3-point advantage over the others, you got to seriously consider that horse, Terry. Although it hasn't hit par, that has only belonged to 2 resumes.
That's right. It only belongs to that 2 and that 5 who have equaled or exceeded the par speed number. Although there's 3 horses there that came really close to doing that in their last race, which is the 1, 3, and 4. The only one that shows nothing is the 6 has got to know.
Yeah, Shanghai Superfly. I love the name, but maybe not the horse today. Speaking of Shanghai Superfly, he's the only closer. The 4-horse is the co-pilot. Everybody else wants to pilot in here, Terry. That's a race that could favor horses that come off the pace. Shanghai Superfly will have the most flying to do as the race comes to a close, Terry. But it doesn't look like he's going to be very comfortable where he's at.
No, the highest, all of them have speed zones, but the highest one is the 4. It's above 50%. And that's the threshold we like to see him above. that 4 should be fairly comfortable in this race.
Yeah, sitting off that pace there. Make a dash for the finish line as they come around the corner. 2 class droppers right here, Terry. A whole bunch of horses showing some improvement in their last start. So maybe in this race, we might want to look at a jockey or a trainer worth consideration. And where would you point your finger?
Well, the jockey shows the 1's the best, and the trainer would be the 5. But, I really think the 3 is the best jockey trainer combination because it gets pretty close to the best jockey.
Captain Chaz, also part of the top 4 total pace horses. Terry, who are your top 4 horses for the third?
All right. Well, in this third race, I like that 1 horse, Parx. He ran second versus Tougher in his last race. The rail post winning 24% clip. He has the highest speed figure today's distance and a high percentage winning jockey. And then Captain Chaz, the 3 is my second choice, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 21% of the claiming races he has a horse running in. And the shorter distance will help. He has a high percentage winning jockey as well. Pylon, the 5, third choice, finished third versus similar in his last race. His early speed running style helps his chances, so the shorter distance will be a plus. And he has a high percentage winning trainer. Shanghai Superfly, the 6, is the long shot, drops the class today. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance. No additional bets for me here.
Don Johnson, liking that early trifecta. Hopefully you played it. The 8-7-6 trifecta in the opener. 50 cents. We're a $12 bet for the way we played it. Turned into $58.25. Terry, what's that saying that you have all the time?
Where can you win, that kind of money in 2 minutes?
Yeah, really no place else, right? That's the
Yeah.
great thing about horse racing is that mutual betting instead of that straight up against the house stuff where they always have the edge on you. Well, hopefully Pardsy has the edge over the rest of the horses here. That 1 top last race speed figure, as we pointed out in our smart sheets, 8 points better than everybody else. Everybody else has got to come up a lot, or that one's got to regress. Also, your top total pace, your top par plus, very consistent performer, and still has some upside to it. 6 whips, Terry. Yeah, that used to be my Saturday nights. Of course, just kidding. Better across the board last time out with all of the internal pace numbers. Biggest class dropper. And 1 of 2 yes horses with number 5, Pylon, who is the other yes horse that has hit par for this level, being a 81 speed figure on the resume. And this one held its speed longer last out. So many times we see horses that carry their speed. So you see here on the 5 horse, page down real quick, you'll see that it held the speed deeper into the race. It faded here in the stretch. This time it held its speed into the stretch. A lot of times you'll see that sort of stepping up the stairs continue as a horse improves its form. And then finally, Captain Chaz, Terry, that one could be your pace setter, but it's an all or nothing type horse. It's raced 11 times at the distance, hit the line first in 2 of them, but completely missed the board in 9 of them. That's a big risk, folks. It's either win or go home. No bets for me here, so we will move forward to race number 4 in this 10-race card. We're not stealing on this Monday, Terry. We're putting a full day's work in. So what's the work going to be for the 4th?
Well, it's a 5.5 furlong. It's a claiming race, $15,000 claiming price, purse $28,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since March 30th. Claiming races for $12,500 or less not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
Yes, and to win at 5.5 furlongs, as we mentioned, you have to get fast when the gates open. 45% of the time, the horse that wins the race to the quarter-mile marker wins the race to the 5.5 furlong marker. Strong rail bias for could be a cougar. Yeah, we're all looking for one of those. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 through 7 at discount. 8 and out is fair as well, Terry. So again, race number 4, well, at least the way it has played, not the way the opener played. If you're looking for speed there on the inside, well, the 2 most on the inside will get the job done.
Yeah, they do. They have the most speed, but there's a couple other horses in here that show speed. So if there's any problems with the 1 or 2 breaking out, that 6 or 4 may just get to that quarter pole first.
Yeah, you see all these yeses and a couple maybes. The maybes mean maybe 5 means that horse, 5-star fan, has been within 5 points. The par speed figure in here, so 79. So within 5, we put that one at 74, Terry. That means this race is pretty wide open. So maybe look for some overlays, make some smart bets. What might they be?
Yeah, well, the 3 shows an overlay from 3-1 to 8-1, and I really don't see any other overlays in there.
So maybe the 3 is the one to bet, but we see
Yeah.
here the 3 didn't have any improvement last out. Like I mentioned, about 90% of all horses that win did show some improvement. This race, Terry, pretty much fair, balanced in terms of where everybody wants to be on the track. So who's going to get the trip that most matches their best performances?
Well, as you can see there, that the 1, 3, 5, and 7 all are above the 50%. So that 3 is going to be very comfortable in this race as far as the data goes.
Yeah, all the odd number horses. Maybe that's what you just got to play here, Terry. But it does look like some of the even number horses might have the good jockey trainer combos.
Well, the 2 shows the best jockey. The 3 actually shows the best trainer. And then I think the 1 is the best jockey trainer combination.
A couple of odd horses back there again. 7, 3, 2, and 1. They make our top 4 total pace horses, Terry. They also make our top 4 choices on the simulation odds. And there's a pretty big gap down to the 4 and 5. So do you have them in some order of 1, 2, 3, and 7?
I do. I have the 3 on top. Spirited Ride finished in the money in 7 races out of her 9 career starts. She won 3 of those races. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then the 2, Sonadora Girl, won her last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning jockey who is Paco Lopez. And number 1 is my third choice. Could Be a Cougar, ran second in her last race as a favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 30% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. And the Braille Post is winning at a 24% clip. And this horse has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Renee 6, the 7 is my Longshot. She ran second versus similar in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. Second, pick 4, Miami Vice, Don Johnson. I played the 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 with the 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I used the 5, 7 with the 7, 10. That's a $50 ticket.
I have the 2 horse, Sonadora Girl, no swiping. That one, Paco Lopez rides today, Terry. And the last 2 times Paco ran on this horse, guess what it did?
It won.
It got the W. And you know what? The horse has run twice at Parx. Guess what it did in both races, Terry?
It ran second, I think, didn't it? He ran out.
He ran 1-1. He's undefeated in 2 at Parx.
Oh,
but anyway.
Yeah.
Yes. But so you got Paco. That's a 4-letter word. And for many other trade jockeys, it is a 4-letter word. We heard that directly from Chantel Sutherland, although she says he's a nice guy. Crushed it twice when Paco rode, and 2 for 2 at Parx. That's got to be a cryptic code because it all adds up to 8. Renee's 6. Better across the board with better fractions last time out. I love that. You got Jamie Ness. You can never overlook Ness horses at Parx. And Frankie Pennington. Great guy. We had him on the show. The Players Edge podcast or Horse Center, I forget which. You can Google that or search that in our YouTube channel, and you'll find that conversation. It was a fun one. Could Be a Cougar, could be on the lead too. Strong Rail, cutting back in distance. That's one of our old friend Charles's favorite angles. And Spirited Ride, the 3-horse Terry's top pick, is a consistent track dropper and finished in the money 7 and 9 starts. I have the 1, 2, 3, 7 with the 4, 6, with the 5, 7, 8, 9, 7, 9, and 10 for my $48 pick 4 as well. 5th race, Terry, marks the end of the first half of the card, but they're going to go a pretty good lays in this one.
Yeah, they're going to stretch out to 1 mile and 70 yards. It's an optional claiming race of $20,000 claiming price if you elect to put your horse in there to possibly be claimed. A first $30,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $10,000 or less since June 30th, 2023, or claiming price of $20,000.
And then at 1 mile and 70 yards to find yourself into the winner's circle. One of the things that you got to do, again, is get off to a good start, get out towards the front. 32% of the horses that win the race to the quarter-mile marker also have a photo session and a check waiting for them at the end. Inside it does better than outside. So what kind of girls do we have on the inside with speed, Terry?
Well, the 2 and the 3, they're inside horses, and they're pretty close in their data, so they could go head-to-head to the quarter pole.
And then as far as yes horses, Terry, this race, anybody can get the job done and hit that speed figure of 90.
That's right. They all have done that in the past, and even the 7 has come within 1 point of doing that.
Yeah, that's pretty much anybody can do it, I think, type information there as well. Only the 1 showing improvement across the board last time. Excuse me, the 2 to 1 is scratched out, and only the 6 showing fractional improvement. Again, that'll put that theory to the test, that horses that improve do well. You got the 2 and the 3 on the lead, Terry. The 4, 5, 6, and 7, they want to give chase. That usually favors early speed. Any one of these early speed horses high up on the C-zone score?
Well, they all show some kind of data there, but that 4 and that 6 show that they're going to be the most comfortable in this race. So
the 8-word crypto code only has 2 A's. Does it need more A's or less A's? I'm curious how that would work out on the cryptic code stuff. As far as the top total pace horses, we do have a standout here, Terry. The 4-horse, Divine Miracle, 1 length total pace edge over everybody else. The 5, the 6, and the 2, not so far behind. And you got a big gap there from the 2 down to the 7. So it looks like the 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7, Terry, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 6, excuse me, are the ones to beat. Who do you want? We both like the 4.
I did. I went with Divine Miracle. Likes Parx Racing, finishing in the money 71% of the starts here. Won 43% of those races. The distance won't be any problem. Finished in the money 70% of the start. Won 35% of the starts. And then number 6, Group Ticket. He has won 2 races out of the last 3, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I feel lucky tonight. The 5 third choice ran second versus similar in his last race. He has a high percentage winning trainer. And then the 2, Dr. Bader, is my long shot. He finished in the money in 6 out of his last 7 starts at Parx Racing. He won 3 of those races, so he likes this track, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
Divine Miracle. That is the top selection 2, top total pace, a length better than everybody else, top par plus, top simulation favorite, tops the list of a lot of our smart sheet categories. Group Tickets. That one has Paco Lopez riding for Jamie Ness. Sometimes that duo runs hot or cold. Won on this horse 3 races ago, and the only mount that Paco had in the last 10. So maybe he'll put in a good effort today for Jamie. Marty's Magic. The 7-horse got the toss out that last race. Terry, 2 solid workouts in between races, says he gets back into form today. And then I feel lucky tonight. Well, it's not tonight yet, so I don't know if I'll feel lucky, but I feel lucky at the moment. That one runs back to its May 21st race. He's got a good chance to top all of the others that we have in our picks here. All right, Terry, we're going to move off to the second half of the card in just a minute. But before we do that, just a reminder, tomorrow we'll do Parx. Wednesday, we're going to do Delaware. Thursday, we will do Saratoga. And to make sure you're watching, because if you're not watching, Terry, you're not winning. And if you want to win and be a winner, what's the smartest thing you can do right now?
Right now, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you've been watching us and you're not subscribing, then it's really
Shame
easy.
on you.
Yeah, and it's really easy to do. It doesn't cost you anything. Nobody's going to bug you about anything. And then hit the little bell down there, and that bell will notify you about 30 minutes before our shows start. And that way you can check out, say, Foreign Fridays on
Usually on Fridays.
Yeah, it's on Foreign Fridays. That's really fun to watch. And then go ahead and copy the link, share it with everybody you know. Go to our social sites as you see going down here at the bottom, subscribing through, and give us a like and a thumbs up, and keep all these different comments and picks coming that Private Ross and Don Johnson and some of the others are giving us, as we like to see them.
Yeah, say hi. Let us know wherever you're watching. That we always appreciate to know where in the world, because we have a great Turkish fan base. A lot of folks down in Venezuela also tune in. So wherever you are, we have some in England as well. Jolly old chaps that Terry and I are. All right, Terry, let's talk about race number 7. I think this one's 6. I think it starts a string. I think 3 of the last 5 races are 7 furlongs. I think the next 2 are for sure.
Yeah. Well, this is 7 furlongs. It's a claiming race of $10,000, purse 26,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards, which has not won a race since March 30th. Claiming races for 8,000 or less are not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
Early speed, 4 out of 10. Take the lead and never relinquish it. Inside 3 have an edge, Terry. 4 through 7 a discount. 8 and out, almost fair. So we're kind of banging the drum here on speed today, Terry. And in this case, we have a Buffalo Girl on the outside with a lot of speed.
That's right. That's 7. Look at all that speed it has. If he gets a good clean break and a good decision by the jockey, that horse should get to that quarter pole first.
Yes, I need a drink and a quick decision. Number of that horse also, Terry, one of 4 yes horses in here. And along with the few yes horses, a few of them also look like they got a chance today to hit speed figure of 88 or above. Michael Irvin.
Yeah, the 2, 5, 7, and 8 all show that they have a good chance to do that. I'm sorry, with the 2, I got off here a little bit. You can see there's several of them do, but the 9 has the best chance. The 9 has almost 41%.
Yeah, silent mode, a pretty heavy discount there too, Terry. 9 to 5 versus 5 to 1 morning line. A couple of others at the top of the ticket too show some value maybe.
Yeah, the 1 and the 2, like the 1 9 to 1 to 12 to 1, and 2 8 to 1 to 10 to 1. So they could be good values.
A lot of speed in this race, pretty heavily loaded towards either pilots or co-pilot tights. Maybe a closer here to 2, 4, 6, or 7 to 4 with a pretty strong late race edge there, Terry. And if that race plays out like the first race, the 4 might be the one to catch. Doesn't show up in the top 4 total pace horses, however. This race could be wide open. Yeah, who do you like?
Okay, so in this race here, I like the I like the Lucky Dude, the 5. He ran second in his last race and switches to high percentage winning trainer jockey Jake Blake. Alley, the 7, my second choice, who won his last race at Parx Racing. He has a high percentage winning trainer and can handle the distance. 8, Disturbed. He finished 3rd in his last race, and he switches to high percentage winning jockey and can handle the distance. Number 3, Clancy O'Toole. He ran second versus similar in his last race. He has the highest last speed rating. He's actually tied with another horse, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. No additional bets for me here.
Terry, Private Ross wants to know why your best bets tend to be in the back half of the card. Is that because most of the better races tend to be late?
Yeah, that's the reason why. They're a little higher class horses usually, and they're a little more competitive, and I think they're easier to separate winners from the losers than the other races. Although once in a while, like I think tomorrow I have one that's earlier in the day, but yeah, usually they're either in the 7th, 8th, or 9th race, maybe, and hardly ever in the 10th, because the 10th again goes back to a lot of times maidens, that sort of thing. So,
Plus, it's like going to the grocery store. The milk and the eggs are always in the back because they want you to walk by everything else first.
yeah.
So we want you to stay tuned for a while before we get to the good stuff.
Yeah,
the everyday things. All right, Jake Break Alley. The 7 horse for me has all of that giddy up and go when the gates open. So, hey, catch me if you can. The only problem is he usually fades at the end, at the distance, 3 times out, a couple of thirds. Number 5, Lucky Dude, has some killer late pace at times. Is the move to Mikel Sanchez a tell that this horse is ready to run its best today? Number 9, Silent Mode, is a heavy simulation favorite. Cut back from running routes, which is done for the last 10 races, I think. Is that the ticket? And then finally, Disturbed, number 8, Paco Lopez, on a horse that's probably, of all the horses that have run 7 furlongs, shown the best. 5, 7, 8, and 9, another trifecta box for me, like we had in the opener. Race 7, Terry, starts the last of the Don Johnson Miami Vice pick 4s. And then what are they going to run for in the 7th?
Well, it's the second race in a row at 7 furlongs. Claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since December 30th.
Again, 7 furlongs does favor that inside speed, Terry. Our simulations tell us in race number 7 that we have one on the inside that's got some speed.
Yeah, it sure does. If you can see there that 4 should have should get to that quarter pole first. Although the 8 may have something to say about it, so it could come out and chase that 4.
Yeah, a couple of advantages in here. The 9, a 4-point last race speed figure. The 11, a 5-point late pace advantage. Just about everybody except the 3, Terry, no problem getting to par today. So let's see, jockey or trainer maybe in what looks like an open race could be the difference makers.
Yeah, that's right. As you can see there, the 9 has the best jockey. The trainer is a 7, and I think that 7 is actually the best combination of jockey and trainer for me.
Yeah, a lot of green in here. A horse to look out for here, Terry, is this 2-horse, Rockin' Freebie. A little long shot for sure. It is a yes horse, but it's the lone EP. Anytime you get a lone EP or PC, horses merit your attention. Pretty balanced race. You got some that want to be in the middle, some that want to be in the front, some that want to be in the back. And with that setup, looks like 2 of them are really going to enjoy it.
Yeah, the 1 and the 5 go way above that 50% threshold. They all seem like they'll be comfortable, except them that are pretty low.
Yeah, it looks like an open race, Terry. So maybe we focus on top total pace. 10, 9, 7, and 11. What did you focus on?
Okay, in this race here, I like the 10 Golden Wildcat. Ran second versus Simmer in his last race. Has a high percentage winning trainer, and he has a bullet workout 4 furlongs on June 25th. Harley's Charlie. The 7 is my second choice. Finished third in his last race. He has a high percentage winning trainer and can handle the day's distance. I like the 9. He drops in class today, has the highest last speed rating, and he has the highest speed figure at today's distance. He's my third choice. And then number 3, Modern Midas is my long shot. He finished third in his last race, drops in class today, and can handle the distance. I'm going to play the very last, pick 4, my advice. 3, 7, 9, 10 with the 1, 4, 6 with the 1, 3. Finish up with the 3, 4, 9, 10, $48 ticket.
I'm going to go real quick. 7, Harley's Charlie, Z pattern, pair of workouts between races. Brindisi, the top last race speed figure. Huge late mover class dropper. Golden Wildcat, proper distance, by far the best published workout between races. And then number 11, turns and conditions, biggest in-race edge with that late speed. Pick 4, 7, 9, 10, 3, 4, 6, 7, 1, 8, 3, 6, 10, 11. And then a 50-cent trifecta box, 7, 9, 10, and 11 as race number 2 is about, Terry, to get cooking. So we wanted to make sure that we can share what we see as the race gets going. And out of the gates they go. And my screen hit the pause button. And right now, Terry in race number 2. That 1 horse charging to the front. He wants that lead, Terry. No question about that. And we said he would be on the lead.
That's right.
He is. The 4 horse we also said should be in the mix. The 7 horse up the track a little bit. Strange day with horses running up the track today, Terry. I don't know what the hell that's all about. 4 horses, your favorite at 1 to 2. They ran opening quarter 22 3/4 seconds. The 1 and the 4. 4 sternly going by the 1. Although the 1's going to keep him to task. Going around the track 2 wide for that 4 horse. He went to 1 to 1 now. 1 horse is starting to go backwards a little bit. The 4 horse taking control of the race, but oddly up the track a little bit too. No, he held his lane pretty well right there. Down around the corner they come. The 4 horse remains on the lead. Jockey still hasn't asked him to go yet. Finally cracks him left-handed a couple times, trying to get the horse to change leads a little bit, and he does. And then he pulls away at the end. It's going to go 4, then 2, then the 8, and then the 1. 4, 2, 8, and 1. As we see in race number 2, the simulation favorite, along with the top total pace horse of 5 points, comes home the winner as the only horse that was close to hitting par. Strongest par plus score in there, Terry, as well as a tie for the top C zone.
And they could be running farther away from the rail because the rail area could be really heavy.
Yeah, maybe.
So sometimes the jockeys will move them out a little. So
could be rainy out. We had a lot of rain here a couple of days ago, and then stopped. So maybe that finally made it out to Philadelphia. All right. Well, we got 3 races to go. Race number 8, Terry, is one of those 3, and it's not a 7 furlonger, I don't think.
No, it's a mile. So stretches out a furlong. It's a maiden race, $50,000 purse for maidens 3-year-olds and upward.
Yes, and those maidens are going to make one trip around the track. That's 2 turns. Even though it's 2 turns, Terry, it is Parx. That means speed does good. 33% of the time, the horse wins gate to wire style. Rail discount for not a dime back. 2 and 3 get a bonus. 4 through 7 almost fair. The best place to be is a Buffalo Girl on the outside. So in the 8th race, does anybody on the outside have any speed?
Well, actually, as you can see there, it's anybody's guess because there's 3 or 4 horses that are very close within each other with the data. So it's anyone's race, I think.
We see our race shape here. We got a couple co-pilots, a couple horses that want to close. So far, the 3 and 7 not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. It only looks like one horse in here. The one horse would like to set up today.
Yeah, that's it. The only one that's above 50% is that one. All of them show some percentages, but the one probably going to be the most comfortable.
Yeah, we see here, Terry, that nobody so far has made it to par. A couple have come close. We do see here, though, Name It. It is our simulation favorite, the 3 horse. Also making its 2nd career start. So we have what's called second race par ability. The average horse gains anywhere between 5 and 13 points in its 2nd career start. So we tack on 13 points. And with that, 92, Terry, if that horse was managed to run 92. Speed figure to win is usually 86. Maybe that's the horse to beat, Terry. Who do you think will get the maiden W in the 8th race today?
Well, I like the 6th, 3%. Finished 3rd versus similar his last race. His best start speed is fast among today's starters. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 1, not a dime back. Finishing the money in 3 races out of 5 career starts. Has the high percentage winning trainer. Wins 19% of the dirt races that he has a horse running in, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. And then I like the number 4, Dream Builder. He finished 3rd. Versus similar in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. The 7, El Golden Boy, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and can improve while returning to the dirt. No additional bets for me here. So
I'm going to go with the 3, Name It, Terry. That 2nd race improvement. Also going to go with the fact that one's coming in from Keeneland, which is absolutely 1,000% what we deem around here a track drop. Number 4, Dream Builders, next on my list. Track dropper 2. Guess who's riding, Terry?
Paco Lopez.
Paco. And what's interesting about this is Paco also rode the 6 and the 7 in their most recent start. So Paco gets off 3%, and El Golden Boy rides Dream Builder. The 6 horse, 3%, is the 3rd of 3 track droppers today. Boomer bust, I have found in horses that are making the 3rd career start for the first time in their careers. Number 7, El Golden Boy, popped the only other time that horse made it 2 races in a row without going to the sidelines. More stamina today for El Golden Boy. I'm going to put 16 to win on the Keeneland track dropper with 2nd race improvement. And then a $3 exacta key box, 3 with all. I hope I can get over $100 today. 2 races to go. Race number 9, Terry, would begin the late daily double. And what are the, this one's going to be like the opener.
Okay, it's a 1/16 optional claiming race, $75,000 claiming price, purse $50,000 for 3-year-olds, which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming starter or state bred, or which have not won 2 races, or a claiming price is $75,000.
Yeah, in the opener, we saw horses come from off the pace, though ordinarily speed does better. 31% of the time they win on the lead. The rail stinks, so Urban Symphony might have to work a little bit harder for Jamie Ness. 2 and 3 almost fair. 4 through 7 as the best, and 8 now a little discount in here as well. Terry, in race number 9, any particular data points that stand out to you?
Well, yeah, the 1 and the 8 have the most speed. They could go head to head to that quarter pole. So, and then also there's a couple of overlays. The 1 goes from 5 to 2 to 9 to 2, 2 from 7 to 2 to 5 to 1, and only 2 horses have hit the par plus numbers in the past, which is the 3 and the 8. But the 1 and the 2 came within 2 to 5 points of doing that. And then they all show that they can do it today. And all of them look like they might.
4 out of the 5 horses dropping in class, and we see a whole lot of data points here. The 8 horse, 3-point speed figure advantage. The 3 horse, a 1 length late speed advantage. The 1 horse, a 1 1/4 length total pace advantage. Hell, look at this race setup, Terry. Everybody wants to be towards the back, so getting forward could be helpful. That would be the 1 horse. Does have that C zone over 50%, but I can only think about Stephen Fielder in a race like this that looks like you can make a case for any of them. Take the longest shot on the board in a 5-horse race and go home, Terry. But you didn't do that. You made this your best bet.
I did. I like the 1 Urban Symphony. He can either lead or come from behind, which is something I love to see to win a race. He ran second versus similar in his last race at a mile and now stretches out to a mile and 16th, which will help. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and he just loves this distance. And I like the 3 Happily Delusional. He ran second in his last race as a favorite, but he has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 30% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. He switches to high percentage winning jockey Paco Lopez. And his best start speed is fast among today's starters. You think
he's ever heard us kind of like Paco him?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Anyway, number 8 is my third choice, Light Forever. He has won 2 races out of the last 3 starts. He has a high percentage winning trainer. Golden Ice is my long shot. Ran second versus similar in his last race. He has a high percentage winning trainer, and he has a good 5 furlong workout on June 21st. I'm going to bet 20 to win and 30 to place on number 1, and then a $10 exacta 1 on top with the 3-8. And then I'm going to box for a $5 exacta box 1-3-8. That's it for me.
It's all of Terry's money. He burns a hole in his pocket, does it all in one race. Well, Terry, I got good news for you.
What's that?
I didn't pick the 1 horse to win here today.
I know. I noticed that.
He's grateful. I got a thank you note already, one of those e-cards. But anyhow, Light Forever did run the top last race, speed figure 3 points, better than everybody else. Came to Parx last time out. First time he ran at the Ben Salem track after coming up I-95 from Gulfstream Park, and he absolutely demolished the Philadelphian competition. He's one of 2 yes horses. Urban Symphony, Jamie Ness, Mikel Sanchez. Boy, that's the Batman Robin. Dynamic duo of Ben Salem, Pennsylvania. It is that top total pace horse. 6 points better than everybody else, and could be the one they all have to catch. Happily Delusional. That one is the third choice. The other yes horse, along with the 8 horse, and does have that late speed advantage. So if much like the opener, late speed is the play, it might be Happily Delusional. And finally, Possum, the 4 horse. What did I say? Stephen Fielder pointed out, take the longest shot in a 5-horse field. Well, right now, that stands to be the 4 horse. So I'm going to take the 4 horse in a 5-horse field because it's the longest shot of 5. How about that, Terry? But it did run better early pace and better fractions last time out. Before we move on to the final race of the day, just a reminder that over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet, in the link in the description on YouTube, you will find today's free picks are Thistle Downs. The track is fast, only 7 scratches, so head on over there. Let them know where you're coming from. Just a few minutes on horseracingtoday.net. You will find all of our picks, commentary, right there in smack dab middle of the screen. Just press the link. It'll take you to that along with a race replay. And in the race replay, in the description, you'll find a link to the tip jar. If you like what Terry and I do, a great way you can support the show is hit that tip jar. Send us a few bucks. We greatly appreciate all those who have. And then at right here, hit that HRT gear. The more you win, get yourself a Horse Racing Today. Lucky number 13 hat. What do you think about that, Terry? It's your favorite number, right?
It is. It really is. 13 is.
Yes, indeed.
My wife's birthday is the 13th. And when I used to go to Golden Gate Fields, I would set the 13th seat.
So in other words, you're superstitious.
Oh, yeah.
Do you put your socks on the same way every day?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yes, I don't even wear socks. I do, but mine. Let me ask you a question. Do your socks always match?
Yeah, because let me tell you why. I only have one color of socks. That's it.
See, I have one color socks too. They're all black, but they're all different sizes. Some of them go up my ankle a little higher.
Yeah.
No, yours, you just buy the same ones over and over again.
That's right, because they're for, when you get older, your legs tend to swell, so you wear the socks that come almost up to the knee. Keep your legs good.
I see. And you wear shorts with those socks too?
I don't wear shorts except for once in a while, and then I don't wear socks at all.
All right. So got a lot more information today than we all probably needed. All right, Terry, I mentioned 3 out of the last 5 races are 7 furlongs. That means only one option for this one.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to go back to 7 furlongs. The claiming rate's $5,000 claiming price. Purse is $18,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have not won 2 races since December 30th.
Don Johnson going to head off to Saratoga. I'll do this for you, Don. We'll do Foreign Fridays. I will make sure that I do a Saratoga smart sheet for Friday. I'll put it over on horseracingtoday.net. I'll also tweet it out on my social site, Twitter or X account at HRTRich. I can tell you that we're working on a lot of other stuff, folks. I mean, I've been up late nights. I probably look a little bit tired on the screen, but working hard to get some great information out to everybody. So we certainly appreciate it as we improve the smart sheets. I think you're going to love what you see when we finally get it up and running. And then when we do, we'll certainly be the first to let you know. 7 furlongs, Terry, as we talk about the 7 furlongs for the 3rd time in 5 races. Again, early speed. Yeah, nothing new. 4 out of 10 on the lead. Yeah, nothing new. Inside edge. Yeah, nothing new. So, Terry, for the last time today, let's talk about what might be new. Who's going to get the lead here?
Well, the 6 has the most speed, but several of them have some kind of speed. So if the 6 has any trouble, that 7, 10, or 11 may go to the front.
Yeah, all these horses can come close to, if they haven't already, topped the par number of 84. And you just look at a lot of this data, Terry, here. Look at all of them want to be middle back. That's what I call the blob race. So maybe somebody will get a good trip. Who might they be?
Well, as you can take a look there, the 1, 10, and 11 are all above 50% threshold that we like to see. And especially that one, it's 66 followed up by the 11 with a 64.
So let me ask you a question, Private Ross. You got the 1, the 10. So if you add 1, 10 together, you get 11. Does that mean Kobe B is the horse to play right in here? What do you think, Terry?
Well, I don't know. Let me see. I don't remember what I picked.
Well, we'll find out in just a second. Maybe the 10 horse. First money, 5-point last race speed figure. Also your top total pace horse in there. Terry, all right, now we're going to find out what you like.
Yeah, I like the 3, Fast Bob. Let's see. He's likes Parx racing. He's been in the money in half of his races here that he started, and he's won 23% of those starts. Distance isn't going to be a problem. He's finished in the money in half of the races also, and he's won 13% of the starts. Then I like that 10, first money. He won his last race at Parx Racing, has the highest last race speed rating, and he has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 43% of the races when dropping a horse down 2+ classes. And then the 9 Wizard Surratt is my 3rd choice, finished in the money in 4 races out of the last 5 starts, winning one of the races, has a high percentage winning trainer. Then Wicked Genius, the 4, finished 6th in his last start on a good track, but now he returns to a fast track where he seems to fare better. And he has a high percentage winning trainer and can handle this distance. I have no more money, so I have no more bets.
It's out of money. Just not out of hope. All right, I'm going to go with the 10 horse in here, Terry. First money, top last race speed figure, 5 points better than everybody else. It is your simulation favorite. It is your top par plus. It is your top total pace. Number 3, Fast Bob. Everybody prefers a Fast Bob over a slow Bob or Bob. Better early pace in its last. Makes 3 starts in a row for the first time in almost a year. I call that a finely healthy horse. Number 11, Kobe B. All or nothing at the distance. Terry's run 6 times, won 3 of them, and they're still looking for him in the other 3. All of the race internals were better from the beginning to the middle and the end of its most recent effort. And then Thirsty Pappy. Could be your pace setter with a 10-pound weight break today, Terry. And sometimes they say, every 5 pounds is approximately 1 length. He's taken off 10 pounds. It's approximately 2 lengths. I don't buy that. I think maybe 10 pounds might be 1 length. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I don't always think the weight causes too much advantage.
Yeah, I saw some study on that. I read a lot of stuff about this stuff, and saw that it helps, but it's really not as big an aid as most people think. All right. Well, anyway, here are our picks so far. Terry on the board, 2 for 2 in the winners column. I did have my pick 3 come home. My trifecta come home in race number 1. We're both alive with our pick 4s in race number 2. Here's the way we see the rest of the card. I know that in race number 4, we'll begin the second of the Don Johnson pick 4s. Race 5, no bets. Race 6, a trifecta box again, 5, 7, 8, and 9 for me. Race number 7, more pick 4s for Don Johnson, the last pick 4 of the day. Another trifecta box for yours truly. Another bet for me in race number 8, a win and an exacta box. Race number 9, Terry's best bet of the day with Urban Symphony. I live in an urban area, and the Urban Symphony is also known as Sirens and Gunshots in Chicago. And then finally, race number 10, another win bet as well as a trifecta for me to close out the show. All right, Terry, we'll be back again tomorrow for Parx. If you're not watching, you're not winning. And to watch Terry one last time, how do you go about making sure you're winning?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell so you get notified about the programs. Go ahead and and copy the link, share it with everybody you know. Go to our social sites at Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, Threads at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up. And also keep the comments coming and the picks as you're doing. It helps us out. And I want to answer Private Ross. I already take Lasix, although I hate the way it makes me feel. And I do use compression sleeve. I don't have too much trouble with my swollen legs anymore. And then I wanted to say, just to pump myself up a little bit, in that second race, I hit the trifecta, exacta, and superfecta. So there you go.
There you go, folks. Like I said, if you're not watching, you're not winning. In just a few minutes over to horseracingtoday.net, we will post all of our picks. Just head on over there, and then you can rewatch the show because we will link to it with a race replay at the very top. That wraps it up for this Money Monday. We certainly hope that no matter what you're doing for the rest of this day, chasing your dreams or just chilling on a nice summer day, we hope that your day is filled with God's grace, God's favor, and every single thing you do until we meet again finds its way to the
winner's circle.
Yes, indeed. We'll see you tomorrow for day 2 at Parx on terrific Terry 2S Day.